Mississippi's banks were overflowing to near historic levels, but now this summer's drought is taking its toll on the river. The levels are so low along the southern half of the Mississippi that businesses are forced to lighten the loads on their barges. That causes a major threat to commerce. Millions of goods are shipped along the river every year. For more, we turn to David Lane, Senior VP of Marketing with the Canal Barge Company. David, thanks for coming back and talking with us this hour. Let's start with, what are people sending down the river? What is your usual cargo?
Well, we move aggregate, limestone, we move coal for domestic utility and some export coal. We move a lot of petrochemicals, and because of the recent shale plays, there's some crude oil going from the Midwest to the Gulf Coast.
Well, these are all things that are important to our economy. So we talk about some of these restrictions, the low flow in the river. How is that going to affect everyone else, not just your company?
Well, because of the low water levels, which I mentioned earlier, at Vicksburg, we're about 50 feet lower than we were over a year ago. So we reduced our draft restrictions to 9 feet to go north of Baton Rouge, which is anywhere from 100 to 700 tons. So what that means is you need more barge capacity, more expense to equate that volume, where in the high water you had to throw more horsepower to control the raging river. The economy it's an inefficient system, and it's bad on the operator, the shipper, and eventually the consumer. It's delayed deliveries and a higher cost.
So this kind of sounds a little bit like when the airline industry sees gas prices go up, they have to pass some of those costs along to the consumer, and this is kind of the same situation we're looking at?
It is similar. It is similar, but it is delayed, and because we rely much on this Mississippi River system, it's a very vital highway for commerce for domestic and import and export, and so the consumer does get it eventually.
And what would it take to bring those water levels back up? Are you familiar with what types of water flow we would need to get to regular operation?
Yeah, and you guys, we rely on you at the Weather Channel. You're the weather gods, we hope. What we need really is the rain up north, and the Mississippi River system, the lower Miss, as we call it, relies about 2/3 of its water from the Ohio River Valley. And we rely on the Ohio, the Illinois River, and the Missouri River. And what we really need is rainfall on the Ohio Valley to help navigation, and rainfall in the Midwest and the Corn Belt for germination to help out the farmer and the consumer.
We will do our best to get you that forecast. We know it's been so dry in those areas. David Lane, thank you for joining us this morning with some insight on what's going on in the Mississippi.